Welcome to Eternal Mondays. Today we have round 2 of the September 2023 Eternal Format Tournament that happened here in San Antonio, Texas at Dragon's Lair at Alamo Ranch. Today's match is Meloetta versus Hisuian Goodra VSTAR. Before we begin, I just want to remind everyone that the Eternal format is a base set onward format with a ban list, so it's like Unlimited, but a little less insane. If you want to learn more about the Eternal format and the cards on its ban list, you can go to justinbasil.com/eternal. Now, as for our decks, in this particular round, we have Meloetta and Goodra. These decks both exist in the standard format. Meloetta, of course, slightly different in standard. It's kind of more of a Mew VMAX deck in standard than Meloetta. In Eternal, and even really in Expanded when it existed, Meloetta kind of just forgoes Mew completely and focuses entirely on Meloetta itself. Hisuian Goodra VSTAR is really not that dissimilar to its standard counterpart, but it does have access to double dragon energy, which really helps its consistency and ensures that it's up and attacking by turn 2. Let's look at the deck lists. Up first, we have Meloetta. This will look quite familiar if you're familiar with Mew VMAX in the standard format. You'll notice there are 3 copies of Meloetta, 4 copies of Genesect V for drawing cards. There are also a couple of copies of Ice Cube, so you can do some bench sniping. And then you have some Eternal format staples like Guzma and Luxury Ball, cards that will pop in just about every list. You also have some nice little tools that show up in Expanded, like Computer Search and Dimension Valley. Dimension Valley, of course, going to reduce the attack cost of Meloetta by 1 when it's in play. All in all, really not that crazy of a list for Meloetta. Does look a rather lot like its Mew counterpart in standard. One little extra that it happens to have access to in both Expanded and in Eternal is Special Charge, which means that those Fusion Strike energies are not permanently gone and can be fairly easily recycled. So if a Meloetta is knocked out, you can use a Special Charge to recycle 2 of them back into the deck and make use of them again later with Elisa's Sparkle. And second, we have Hisuian Goodra VSTAR. Hisuian Goodra VSTAR makes use of Guzma and Hala to make it easier to find its copies of Double Dragon energy so that it can easily find and attach that energy to Goodra to make its attack easier to power up. Makes it quite easy to get powered up turn 2 for good old rolling iron and start reducing damage right away. Hisuian Goodra VSTAR, like the other deck today, also happens to run a copy of Luxury Ball. Luxury Ball allows you to search your deck for any Pokemon except for a Pokemon level X. Now, this deck doesn't run any, so effectively it's just to get what you want, so you can get either the Goodra V or the VSTAR and be ready to go. I've already mentioned the double dragon energy a couple of times. When you attach it to a dragon type Pokemon, it's effectively a double rainbow energy, so you're fulfilling the attack cost of rolling iron quite quickly. This deck also runs Leafy Camo Poncho to prevent Goodras that are still trying to be built up on the bench from being gusted. You also have Giant Stump, which blocks both players from having more than 3 Pokemon on their bench. You have Scoop Up Cyclone to scoop up a damaged Goodra VSTAR, and you have Heavy Ball that also acts as a way to find both Hisuian Goodra V and Hisuian Goodra VSTAR. Now that we've seen that, let's look at the games. Yes, you did hear that right. That is going to be games. Unfortunately, for one of our players in this particular series, they get shut out quite quickly. So we'll see which one that is fairly quickly. All right, they are getting shuffled up and ready so they can be set up for play. See both players setting up their prize cards. We see a Genesect VSTAR. Not the best starter Pokemon for this deck, but it is the most populous Pokemon in the deck, so it seems likely. You see a Goodra V on the Goodra side, which is a good thing to start with. It's the only thing you can start with, so nice. You see the Forest Sealstone on the Genesect. I believe that is being used. Yeah, that does indeed look like it's being used for the Battle VIP pass there. Getting another Genesect V and a Meloetta down to get them drawing some cards right away, if at all possible. Do see a Fusion Strike energy go down on Meloetta, getting it ready for an attack here. The Meloetta player is going first, so they won't be able to attack turn 1, but turn 2 they can get a hit in, and they're going to go ahead and pass to their opponent, who acrobikes right into a Pokemon Ranger and chooses to discard it. Did not quite see the card they picked, but they do go straight for that Iono, saying, you know what, this hand sucks, let's just try this again. It's again a hand that does not appear to have any other Goodra in it, so that could be very risky going against Meloetta. We do see the Double Dragon energy come down on Hisuian Goodra VSTAR and a pass, which is very, very concerning. Acrobike, discarding another Forest Sealstone, not really useful anymore. Do see Double Power Tablets. Double Power Tablets is good. Trainer's Mail, looking for something there. Not quite sure what they're hoping for. Just Acrobike, gonna dig a little further. Seems good. And they're going to play that Acrobike, I think. Yep. Nope, not yet. Dimension Valley first. Reduce that attack cost, and then the Acrobike. Got a choice between, looks like a Special Charge and a Quick Ball. Not quite sure what that was. Maybe it was a Trainer's Mail there, that second card. Either way, that trainer's mail is being played. Getting a field blower off the trainer's mail. Kind of an interesting choice, but it does have a target. Going to just get rid of that for a seal stone. That does free up a card slot in the hand so that the player can get a little bit more draw. And we do also see a computer search, getting a float stone for that Genesect. So the Genesect will not be stuck in the active spot anymore. And I believe that clears the hand. So yeah, that's going to be a fresh 3 cards for the Meloetta player here. We see a float stone on the Meloetta itself, and another power tablet's going down. That's the second Fusion Strike energy. That's already 140 plus 90. That's already 230 damage, which is going to be enough to knock out that poor Hisuian Goodra V. And that's already game. A devastating quick defeat for Hisuian Goodra VSTAR at the hands of Meloetta. I know many players in the standard format have met their demise at Meloetta's hands, or perhaps at her kicks. But we do have a second game to watch, so we'll watch that now. All right, as our players get shuffled up, reminder, this is Meloetta versus Hisuian Goodra VSTAR. Hisuian Goodra VSTAR got smacked hard in that first game by Meloetta's fierce kicks. You see an acrobike on that first turn for the Hisuian Goodra VSTAR player, trying to dig a little further. Looks like they got an Ultra Ball. They do have another Goodra down. So there's something there at least. So they're looking through the discard pile a little bit, trying to figure out what choices they have. Going to choose to go ahead and attach a Double Dragon energy to that Goodra, and they are letting Meloetta go second. That is a little dangerous, but we'll see how this goes. They do start the Ice Cube, but they also have a Genesect. They're going to quick ball away Dimension Valley to get to Meloetta, so Meloetta is now already in play. And we see a Cramomatic discarding a special charge and failing it, it looks like. So we do see Elisa Sparkle come down. Elisa Sparkle choosing that Meloetta and the Ice Cube, so attaching to both to get those energies in play. Shuffling that deck up and then drawing off that Genesect for 3 cards. All 3 Pokemon in play at the moment are Fusion Strike Pokemon, so 3 for each. And then we're going to see an Acrobike, and then play that Battle VIP Pass. Already a very stellar turn for this Meloetta deck. This is super, super what they want to see. Very, very much not what Goodra wants to see. We see a Power Tablets come down already. That's terrifying. Power Tablets was a big part of the demise of Goodra last game. Hopefully it's not the case this time. See Trainer's Mail 1, 2, 3, and 4. Lots of options there. Choosing to go to Cramomatic. Gonna go for a flip again, it looks like. Cramomaticing away, that's quite a word. A card, and looks like once again a failed Cramomatic. But they do have computer search, so they're just gonna get what they want. And what they want is not yet revealed. It is a Fusion Strike energy. So Lisa Sparkle and the Fusion Strike energy, that's now 3 Fusion Strike energy in play with that Elisa Sparkle. So Melodious Echo will do 210 plus that 30 on the active Fusion Star with the Power Tablets. I swear I know what I'm talking about. So already that's going to be a knockout if that Meloetta can get the active spot. And that's it. That Cramomatic means that they can get a Float Stone or Switch or whatever. And that's game, because the Hisuian Goodra VSTAR player has chosen to scoop it up. So you know what? Don't think I can deal with this. Just don't have a means to deal with this. My hand sucks. My benched Goodra is just going to get KO'd just as easily as the first one. And that's it. Not the craziest of games today, but certainly some interesting ones with Meloetta doing Meloetta things as it's wont to do. However, if you'd like to bring something a little bit spicier to an Eternal Format tournament, and you happen to be in the San Antonio area on Saturday, October 14th, that's this Saturday, as of the day this video goes live, you will be able to join us at 11 a.m. at Dragon's Lair at Alamo Ranch. We'll be having our next Eternal Format tournament in real life, which happens to be what these videos are from. So all these games come from our previous Eternal Format tournament, and your game might be featured if you happen to be part of this one. Either way, that's all for this Eternal Monday. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.